Hey guys, today I'm going to show how to change the oil in my 2005 Honda Metropolitan scooter. The tools and parts that you're going to need is, of course, the oil. Take a look at your owner's manual. 10W30 is pretty much across the board for the riding that you're going to be doing. And I'm just using some 10W30 oil that I have here in my garage. Of course, Honda recommends their, I think it's Pro Honda 4-stroke oil. I forget the numbers on it, but as long as it's 10W30, you should be good. You're going to need 600 milliliters or 0.6 liters of oil, and that's why I have two of them here. I have a new one that I have unopened, and then an old one that I'm going to use to pour in the new oil to this 600 milliliter mark, so I'll know exactly that much is in this container when I pour it back in. So let's see if you can see that. Yeah, right there, 600 milliliter mark. I'll add the oil until it gets up to there, and then all I have to do is just dump this back into the crankcase. Other than the oil, some type of catch pan, and what I've done is I've taken an old milk jug. You can use a water jug or just something to fit up under the bike where the drain plug is. There's not a lot of room, so the standard catch pan is not going to work, and this is nice enough that it kind of flexes, so I can kind of push it up under there and then let it drain in. And of course, once it catches all this, I just dump it into, flip it upside down and let it drain into my catch pan. The other tools you're going to need, I'm using a 3/8 inch ratchet with a long extension, because that plug is kind of buried up in there. And if I go any shorter than this extension, I notice I start to hit the belt cover and the stator cover. Of course, the next tool you're going to need is a let's see, a 17 millimeter socket, and I'm using a 6-point, and then a new crush washer if you want to use it. You don't have to use a new crush washer. Honda recommends that you replace it each time you replace the oil. I usually look at it about every third oil change, maybe fourth. Drop it on the ground and lose it. About every third or fourth one I'll replace it. But we'll take a look at this one and see if I need to replace it. And basically what I did is when I did the very first oil change on mine, I took the old one off and went to Home Depot or Lowe's and matched it up to their 2 or 3 cent washers, and I bought a handful of those. So I think I've got 20 of them, so it should last the lifetime of the scooter. Other than that, all we gotta do is just take it off and drain it. There is an oil screen that I'll show you the location of that, and I'll go ahead and pull it off and show you what it looks like. We want to inspect that for debris, and look at your owner's manual for the maintenance schedule that you want to do for your oil changes. But basically what I do every spring, right before I ride it, or let my wife ride it, I'll go ahead and change the oil, because it's usually been sitting for about 4 or 5 months with periodic starts in between. I may start it 2 or 3 times during that time. And then after spring, when fall comes up, I'll go ahead and change it, just so that as I'm starting it up, we don't have any crappy oil in there and whatnot. So I go through about a little over a quart of oil every year. It's cheap insurance, and I usually have one of these sitting on my shelf. So doing it twice a year, once before riding and once after riding when I put it in storage, makes me sleep better at night. But anyways, let's get to changing the oil. I'll see you over there. Alright, the first thing we want to do is go ahead and take our drain dipstick out, just so it flows a little bit better. And you unscrew it by going counterclockwise. And just pull it out. set it to the side. Alright, now let's go over to the drain plug. Alright. Now back over here by the drain plug, which is this guy right here, you've got your brake cable, which is kind of in the way, but what you can do is as you're unscrewing it, you can pull it up here, and then that gives you some pretty good access. So let's position our makeshift catch can right up under there. And let's go ahead and take this bad boy off. Well, I'm going to put that one on just a little too tight. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's a little dark. Just let that set and drain. And then, just so you can see it, here's your bolt, and here's the crush washer. This one actually doesn't look too bad. I think I'll reuse it, and then this fall I'll replace it. You really want to just check, see if it's completely warped or crushed beyond recognition. But that one looks, it's got a little bit of waviness to it, but I'm cheap. So I'm going to let that drain a couple more minutes, and then we'll fill it up. We'll take a look at the oil screen. Alright, I'm going to get the catch can out of the way. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my plug. And put this bad boy back in. Again, the cable, you can just pull up out of your way. And you definitely want to make sure you thread this in by hand all the way, just to make sure you don't cross thread it. And that you get it snug with your fingers. And go ahead and wipe it off, just so I can keep an eye on leaks. Okay. Now, I'm going to take your 17mm and snug it up. You don't have to kill it, you just want it snug. So not too much, just enough that it's not going to fall out. And that's good. We'll pull the cable up. That's it. We're done draining. Now, let's take a look at the oil screen, which, let me see if I can get you a good shot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I might be. Yeah, there's a pretty decent shot. It's this plug right here. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this plug right here is a 17 millimeter, and it houses the oil screen, which basically catches any contaminants within the oil. So let me go ahead and take that off, and we can take a look at it, clean it out if we need to. Back you up just a little bit. Okay, and this is a 17 millimeter, and you want to go, always remember lefty loosey, righty tighty. So to take something off, you're just going to go to the left. Yeah, I didn't put that one on tight, good. And I'm actually using a open end box end wrench with a ratcheting end on it. These things have come in handy. I absolutely love this. Got it for Christmas last year. Let's see if I can get my fingers on it. I've got some oil on my fingers, so it's starting to slip. Come on. Alright, sorry guys, I had to go and put some rubber gloves on, but here you can see the screen bolt removed, and you do have a spring. Yeah, there. Let me go grab that real quick. But you do have a spring in here that retains the screen. You just pull it out. And there you go. And I'm going to set this down and go get the retainer bolt real quick, and I'll talk you through it. So here is the retaining bolt. You see you've got a little O-ring in there. You want to inspect that, make sure it's not cracked or ripped or missing altogether. So I'm just going to clean it off with a little towel. Clean the inside of it out. Check the threads for any debris. Then you're ready to put that back in. Now, take a look at the spring itself. Just a conical shaped spring that fits over the straining screen like that. And then of course when you put your bolt in, let me see if I can get a good hand on that, and you screw it in, it sits just like that. That's why it was being so difficult getting this unscrewed, because every time I would unscrew it, the spring would pull it back. So I had to go get some rubber gloves to get a hold of this. far as the screen goes, you just want to check it for any excessive tears, debris. This one looks pretty okay. Not too worried about it. You want to check for excessive clogging inside the mesh area, but this one seems pretty good. You know, worst case, if yours is torn or you know, excessively clogged up, you can't clean it out with some brake cleaner, then just go ahead and replace it. I think it's $2 or $3 from Honda, but I'm just going to wipe this one off and reinstall it. Not too worried about. I don't see any chunky debris in there. And again, you don't have to do this with every oil change. I do this about every time I change my crush washer. So about every third or fourth oil change, I'll pull that out and clean it, inspect it. But for this video, I just wanted to give you an show you how to do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that back up in there. Okay. And I'm going to take my spring and my cap, this guy, go ahead and make sure it's seated down in there. And slide it right over the screen. And I'll push it with one finger on the back side of the bolt and try to get a couple of threads started, because that spring, of course, is fighting you. You know, if I wasn't videoing this, it'd already be done. Because, of course, when other people are watching, it looks impossible. Alright, big guy, come on. I'm going to try to get it from the other side, since I am right-handed, but I'll leave the video going. There you go. And once you get a couple of threads started, it's pretty dadgum easy to finish it off. Of course, you don't have to kill it when you tighten it. Just want to get it snug. Just enough to crush that O-ring. That's good. Alright. Now that everything is done over here, let's go ahead and wipe it off a little bit with our towel just so we can keep an eye on leaks. Okay, now I'll set you up and we'll fill it up with oil. Be right back. Alright, so forgot to mention at the start of the video, you're definitely going to want a funnel. Stick that down in there, and then let's go ahead and take our 600 milliliters of oil and pour it in there. Drain in there. Let's go ahead and take our oil stick. And then to check the fluid level, you don't have to screw it in, you just set it down in there and then pull it out. Let me get a light. Well, you can see that, but it covers the hash marks. There we go. Alright. Once that's done, go ahead and make sure there's no debris. Put it back in there and screw it back in. And this doesn't have to be super tight. Just snug it. Wipe up any excess or any drips. Careful, because you might you might make a clean spot, and then before you know it, your wife is going to have you out here washing it. But there you go, guys. How to change the oil in your Metropolitan scooter. Should cover pretty much all the year models. I don't think they did anything drastic between 02 to 09. Probably works the same thing on the Ruckus. But hope this helps, and if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.